I got an early visit from Santa Claus in the brown truck today, and I couldn't wait to crack into it, so I figured I'd just do a video of unboxing it for those that like that sort of thing, and we'll get into installing them and what they look like on the car later. But I couldn't help it, so I figured I'd let you guys hang in here while I open them up. These are very heavy boxes, by the way. This particular one says over 70 pounds, and I believe every bit of it. Start with this guy. Packaging, more packaging. Ooh, okay. We got some caliper bolts there. Caliper bolts. I think the Miller-built full floater kit on the back already has bolts, so we'll see which ones look nicer. These are the rings. So these are the big old, almost like snap rings that will hold the floating hat in the center of the rotor disc. So, and these are all little centering, these little clips that keep it kind of centered. So, pretty sweet. Never had any full floating calipers. Let's see here. Ooh, now we're talking. Yeah, here we go. Those full floating calipers I was talking about. Here you go. Here's one of the centerpieces. Really nice. Quite excited about that. While I'm opening these, I'll probably go into more detail later, but this Wilwood kit Tobin from Core 3 helped me spec it out. I explained to him a concerning situation I had a couple of years ago, taking my 2016 Chevy SS to Dominion Raceway over in Virginia, and I was having a great time, and it was awesome until I boiled my brake fluid or something along those lines and went flying into the downhill straight turn 1 with very little braking. And I said, this car is going to be much faster. I don't ever want that to happen. So Tobin helped me pick out some Wilwood setups. So I'll get to the calipers in a minute, but basically the whole kit is a race spec kit, meaning it has the full floating hat, it's got anodized coating on the calipers, and it's got better brake pads. It also has coating on the pistons. Wilwood calls it Thermlock pistons to really help prevent you from having that situation again where you boil brake fluid. So if you're going to spend money on one thing on a track car, let it be the brakes. So let's see what we got here. I think this is a caliper. Oh yeah, this is the good stuff. Now we're talking. Wilwood 6-piston. These are Aero 6s. Again, normally you see Wilwoods in red, but because this is a race spec, they tend to come in this anodized setup. So I'm going to leave them this sort of anodized color. Yeah, that's a hefty caliper. Looks really nice. Pretty exciting. I'm going to leave this packing in here because I don't want the pistons to come out, but you can see 6-piston, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side. The lead piston, the one that will see the advancing brake rotor first, is bigger than the other two. That's just to get the balancing right. So, boom. That's real nice. Looking forward to that. Let's see what else we got in here. Alright, it's got some mounting brackets. This will allow me to mount the calipers, which this is apparently a built kind of modified from a spec race kit they made for C5s and C6s with some upgrades. And so these, with these adapters, will bolt basically straight to the AFX spindle. So I am anticipating just a bolt-on straight sort of thing. So that'll be nice not to have to futz with everything. One nice thing about running the Corvette setup, here's the other caliper. the other fitting. Here's some brake pads. So Tobin got me some PM, I think the compound is PME. Normally this kit would come with BP30s, which are more of a race pad, but because I'm going to be doing some autocross and because I'm going to be kind of driving it on the street to get it sorted out, I'm going to start with these PME pads. And these happen to be a little thicker than normal, I believe. So that's nice because these race spec calipers can take basically take a thicker pad if you're doing endurance racing. So it'll be nice to have a little thicker pad on there, a little bit more heat absorption. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the dinner plate. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there we go. Now you're talking. Try not to handle the surface too much and get my oil on there. Boom. That's a lot of rotor. That's a 14-inch disc with the full floating hat that I showed you earlier. It'll sit right in the middle, and it'll be held in by those little clips and that little spiral lock, or not the spiral lock, but the snap ring almost. So I'll have to assemble that. Yeah, now we're talking. I'm hoping I won't have any more situations at the track where I end up flying towards a concrete barrier at 120. But I think the other box is the rear set, but honestly, the rear kit, they're 4-piston, but it's the same caliper body. They just only drill 4 of the holes instead of 6, so it's basically going to look exactly the same.